Hello everyone and welcome back to Fins and Whiskers. In this video, I want to cover basic rabbit care. So the first thing you should have when you are owning rabbits is a vet and pet care fund. This is very important because rabbits can be so expensive. When you get your rabbits, most likely they need to be spayed and neutered at 6 months or by 6 months. And this can be quite costly, especially for females, but it is necessary. The procedures for females are much longer and can cost anywhere from $300 to $400 and maybe even $500 depending on your vet's practice. And males are a bit cheaper, probably around $150 to $200 to be neutered. So just keep that in mind when getting rabbits, and also when you have rabbits that you are going to need to spay them, and it will be costly. A pet care fund is also mandatory because it is important for their necessities. Rabbits need things like chew toys for stimulation, they need enrichment, they need hay on hand at all times. They also need litter box bedding, so it's very important that you have money for those things when they are needed. And the next thing, rabbits are social animals, which means they do need to be in pairs or more. Now, you do not want them to be in the bonding process unless both of them have been spayed or neutered. You should not start the bonding process if only one is spayed or neutered and the other is still waiting to be. Just like Kubo and Nala, Kubo is spayed but Nala is still waiting to be neutered, so they cannot be on the bonding process just yet. So you want to make sure that they are both fixed and the healing process has ended before you put them together and start the bonding process. But rabbits should always have a partner, and there are cases where they might not be able to. Some rabbits might have a severe health issue or behavioral issues, so it really depends on your rabbit as an individual. Bonding process might not be an option for you, but for a normal healthy bun, they should be in pairs and can be bonded with another rabbit. It's just a matter of finding one that is their fit. Now the next thing is that rabbits need access to unlimited hay. DIY hay containers are my personal favorite because you are able to contain a lot of hay in them, and the size is really up to you as long as it's enough for them to be able to eat as they please. But aside from their hay, rabbits do need supplemented veggies and perhaps even pellets. If you do want to see an in-depth video where I do explain a balanced rabbit diet, I will provide a link here and you can check that out because I do explain it more in depth. Another important thing when caring for rabbits is that they should be kept indoors. Rabbits in the wild seldomly live longer than 2 years, and it's not only because they are prey animals, but because they are exposed to extreme weather conditions, pests, and diseases. Mites are a common pest that rabbits can contract, and a severe infestation can lead to death. And even mild cases of mites you still need to treat with a vet. So it's fine to expose bunnies to a little time outside, but it really shouldn't be their living conditions. There are too many health problems and risks. In addition to keeping rabbits indoors, rabbits should not be in cages. And if they do have cages for their hay and their litter, that's completely fine, but it should always be open. Free roaming them is best, but if your rabbits must be in an enclosed area, you want to make sure that it is 24 to 48 square feet in size. X-pen enclosures are perfect for these requirements, and you can get them on Amazon. But rabbits need room to run and exercise, so it's very important that they have this ability. Another thing is that rabbits need a litter box. This will make your life so much easier because they are very easily litter box trained, and because of this they won't be peeing in places that you don't want them to or they shouldn't be. Once your rabbit is used to the litter box as their peeing station, they will use it as that and only that. And rabbits will poop all the time for fun even, but rabbits poop the most while eating, so if you were to put the hay container inside the litter box, this would work out even better for you because then most of their poops will be in the litter box as well. And a litter box should typically be about 2 rabbits wide if you have 2 rabbits. This is enough for their bodies to fit inside, and you'll also want it to be long enough for the hay container to fit inside as well, and you just want them to be comfortable. Litter boxes that are marked for rabbits are too small, and I find cat litter boxes are a perfect size, but you can always get any container that is wide and long enough to use, and that would be perfectly fine as well. So the next thing for the litter box is bedding. You will need some sort of bedding to absorb their pee and contain everything in place. So I really recommend paper pellets or wood stove pellets. You don't want to use cat litter or clay and clumping litter. This is toxic for your rabbits, as well as wood shavings. Pine and cedar are both toxic woods for your rabbits, so you want to avoid those. Where I am, it does not get cold, so wood stove pellets are not readily available here, so that is why I use paper pellets, and paper pellets work just as fine. I usually just recommend cleaning every 3 days just so the smell doesn't leak outside of the contained litter box. After 3 days, I usually start to notice a little bit of a scent in the room, but as long as you are on top of cleaning the litter box every 3 days at least, you should be fine and there shouldn't be a scent at all. Other types of bedding that you can use for their litter include aspen shavings. This is the only wood that I would trust that's on the market for their litter, as well as Carefresh or KT, but I find these litters really messy and hard to keep in the litter box. It just ends up getting everywhere, so that's why I really recommend the pellets because these are just magical. And the last thing is that rabbits need to be groomed. Just as their teeth are always constantly growing, so are their nails, and it's very important that you trim them. Now, there are special scissors that you need to use for rabbits, and they are sold for other small pets as well, but you should make sure that you are using these scissors because other types of scissors will be painful for your rabbits. And with using these, if you are using them right, they should not be felt by your rabbit at all, which would be better for you and your rabbits. Rabbits also shed, so you do need to be brushing them. I recommend using a tooth comb brush. Those are very helpful for most rabbits' fur types, but they do shed and you will need to help them remove any excess hair. And lastly, when grooming your rabbits, they do need their scent glands to be cleaned. Now, their scent glands are located as 2 cavities on opposite sides of their genitals, and you do want to be cleaning this out because wax will build up in there over time and can be detrimental to your bunny's health. So the way you would just clean these out is with Q-tips and dip it in warm water and use that to clean out any buildup in there. You never want to bathe your rabbit. They do the cleaning themselves. Rabbits should not be put underwater as this will cause them shock and they could become seriously stressed, and it's just not a thing bunnies really need. So rabbits should not be given baths. They do clean themselves. They don't even have a scent. So make sure that when grooming your rabbits that you do not bathe them. And when you are grooming your rabbits and taking these steps, make sure that you are doing these things at least once a week or at the most 2 weeks. But that is it for my basic rabbit care. I hope you are able to learn some things and use it for your rabbits or future rabbits. But that is it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more bunny content as well as hamster content and fish content. And I will see you guys next time.